You know, most of us will spend something like 90,000 hours at work over our lifetime. That's a huge chunk of our lives. So, what makes all that time feel like it was actually worth it? It's a question we all think about. Today, we're going to try and find the answer by digging into this idea of a work equation, that hidden formula for what really truly drives us, no matter what our job title is.
So let's just get right to it. Beyond the paycheck, what makes a job a good job? I mean, it's such a simple question, right? But the answer, well, it's complicated. It's obviously about more than just a salary or benefits. So, what are those core ingredients? What makes a job not just something you do, but a real source of satisfaction? That's exactly what we're going to explore.
All right, so to really get to the bottom of this, we're going to look at the daily lives of three people from completely different fields. We're going to hear from an advertiser, an aircraft engineer, and a secondary school teacher. The goal here is to see what common ground, what universal truths we can find in their experiences. Okay, so our journey starts in the world of advertising. You know, a super fast-paced industry where ideas are everything. The person we're hearing from puts it so simply. Their work is both rewarding and stimulating. And that combination, that's a really powerful one we're going to see pop up again. From the world of abstract ideas, we now move to the world of tangible, physical creation. Our aircraft engineer, they work with absolute precision, with tons of research. But what really gets them going? It's seeing a concept leave the drawing board and become a real thing you can actually touch. And for our final perspective, we're heading into the classroom. For this teacher, the motivation isn't about a product or a big ad campaign. It's about pure purpose. It's that drive to make a direct, positive impact on other people's lives. So there you have it, three very different jobs. But you know, when we start to look a little closer, we start to see some really fascinating overlaps in what brings them all joy. So let's start with the rewards, the things that create that little spark of satisfaction. And boom, a powerful pattern emerges right away. It seems like we're just not wired for passive work. All three of these professionals, they find deep value in being actively engaged, in creating something, in building, and in stretching their own limits. It tells us that contribution, not just, checking a box, is what really drives us. Here, the advertiser points to something absolutely crucial: the need for variety. They thrive because their job isn't some repetitive loop. Every single day brings a new puzzle to solve. And that dynamism, that feeling that no 2 days are the same, that is a huge reward all by itself. Now, this might sound a little counterintuitive, but a lot of the time, satisfaction comes from difficulty, not from things being easy. Our teacher finds fulfillment in being pushed right to the edge of their abilities. It's this great reminder that we're kind of wired for growth, and growth itself feels really, really rewarding. But hey, the work itself, that's only half the story. We're social creatures, and the workplace, well, it's a community. The connections we make there can absolutely make or break our entire experience, which brings us to the human part of the equation. And this word is so important. Rapport. It's so much more than just being polite to your colleagues. It's about a genuine connection, a sense of harmony and mutual understanding that just makes working together feel effortless and honestly fun. Our advertiser points directly to this. That feeling of immediately clicking with the team, of building that strong rapport from day one, that was a huge part of their job satisfaction. It just creates a supportive environment where all that creative work can really happen. Now, for the engineer, the social side of things is tied directly to shared goals. It's not just about liking the people you work with. It's about the incredible power of a team coming together to achieve something brand new. That shared feeling of we did it, that's a seriously powerful motivator. So beyond the daily tasks and the team dynamics, there's a much deeper driver at play for a lot of us, and that's purpose. It's that feeling that our work actually matters, that it contributes to something way bigger than just ourselves. This quote from the teacher, man, it just gets right to the heart of it all. For them, purpose can actually outweigh the paycheck. The core motivation, the why behind it all, is that desire to contribute something meaningful. That's the fuel that keeps them going every day. And that purpose, it becomes real when you can actually see its effects. I mean, it's one thing to believe you're making a difference, but it's another thing entirely to see it with your own two eyes. That tangible outcome is what makes all the hard work feel worth it. And here it is. This is the payoff. For the teacher, the reward is seeing a student finally grasp a new concept or grow in confidence and just develop. This direct, visible impact provides a level of satisfaction that is just so hard to match anywhere else. But of course, no job is perfect. And just like there are universal rewards, there are also universal frustrations. The roadblocks that always seem to get in the way of a good day's work. And two very different, yet very familiar frustrations pop up here. From the engineer, we hear about that classic battle with red tape and bureaucracy. And then from the teacher, it's a much more personal frustration, that feeling of being micromanaged, of having people constantly breathing down my neck. And this quote from the engineer really just captures the feeling perfectly. These roadblocks, they aren't just minor annoyances. They can be completely overwhelming. That feeling of being snowed under by tasks that aren't the real work, it's a massive source of demotivation. So, okay, we've seen the rewards, the relationships, the purpose, and the roadblocks. What does it all mean for us? Let's try to bring it all together and figure out what the big takeaway is here. And that brings us to this central idea of a work equation. A satisfying career, it seems, has all of these components: challenge, teamwork, purpose, and yeah, even those daily frustrations. But here's the key. While the ingredients are universal, the recipe is totally personal. For the teacher, purpose is the biggest slice of the pie. For the engineer, it might be teamwork. The goal isn't to find a perfect job, but to find the perfect balance for you. So what did we learn from an advertiser, an engineer, and a teacher? That no matter what the profession is, the basic human desire for meaningful work is pretty much the same. We're creators who need a challenge, we're social animals who need a team, and we're purpose seekers who need to feel like we're making an impact. And yeah, none of us have much patience for meaningless obstacles. Which really leaves us with one final, powerful question to think about. When you look at these components, the challenge, the team, the purpose, and the frustrations, what's the right balance for you? What does your personal work equation truly look like?